Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about your Facebook page. This is the second part of the series. The first part of the series was more of the philosophical part. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to run your Facebook page if you don't have a Facebook, essentially, or if you are looking to use third-party software, and how Facebook actually thinks about these things. Also, I've had a bunch of people ask me what equipment am I using, so all of those things will be in the links in the description down below, as well as the softwares that we're going to be using. Those will be down in the descriptions below as well if you choose to go grab any of that kind of stuff. I like to think that I bring in some cool technology. That's the world I live in, and would love to help you guys out with that. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So we just have a nice little whiteboard right here, and basically what you're going to have is you're going to have Facebook. And I apologize for my writing. I'm using a mouse and keyboard, not a drawing pad. But you have Facebook, and that is overall the entity. On Facebook is your Facebook page and profile. So we're going to do Facebook page, and then your Facebook profile. These two things have to live on Facebook, and your Facebook page needs to have a Facebook profile attached to it. Essentially, what you're going to want to do is, if you don't want your Facebook page to be attached to you directly, you have to create or give somebody else access to it. So in this concept, we're going to be able to take and get rid of your profile, but essentially it has to live with another profile, right? It doesn't matter whose profile that is. And the cool part is you can go make a new profile if you want. You can go, it could be your dog, it could be a ghost profile, it could just be, a fake name, whatever it may be. But that Facebook page can't just be roaming around out on the internet. It has to be attached to somebody. This can't happen. You have to have it attached to a profile. If you it won't even let you remove the profiles from that Facebook page. It just can't happen, because the way that Facebook reads it is essentially Facebook wants to know that somebody is responsible for this. God forbid something happens to it. So before you get rid of this, you actually need to create this profile over here. Now, the cool part is if you are an agency or something like that, we can actually manage that. And when I say we, I mean my company can actually manage your page, and ultimately we can remove you from the equation. The cool part is if we wanted to use a third-party software, so in this case we'll use Eclincher, you can manage that page with Eclincher, but you still need a profile to be attached to that page. So Eclincher gets its authority from this right here, right? And then it'll go over and manage this page. It'll say, okay, great, this is a strong connection, and then we can go over and manage that Facebook page. Eclincher will then go and pump content directly to that Facebook page without bothering your profile. It just needs to know that that profile is there. So Facebook, like I said, does not want you to have any kind of, it doesn't want you to have a page that's just out there. It just won't allow it. You need to have a profile. Eclincher lives basically through your profile vicariously, right? And it'll allow you to post. So it doesn't have to be Eclincher. Like I said, it could be Hootsuite. It could be, Buffer. And all of these can go and manage your page. So we're going to jump now into Eclincher, and essentially you'll be able to see this. And I know this might look confusing. It's really not once you start to use it a little more. But if we jump into Eclincher here, you'll be able to see your profiles. So you can see publishing, visual calendar and scheduling, auto post with queues, auto post with RSS, media library, cover photos, right? You have your inbox, you have your feed, you have your analytics, and then you have your reputation management, which is coming soon. So this is our Eclincher account right here that we use at my agency, Growth Generators, and you'll be able to see you can add and manage accounts. So these are all the accounts that we end up managing, and I'm just going to close them out so for privacy's sake. But essentially you would go in there and you would add those accounts. Now, the nice part about adding those accounts and managing all those accounts in one place is, one, as a agency like myself, it makes life way easier. But for you as the end user or user of the product, you now don't need to go to LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of these different social networks to post your content. It can all be done through these platforms. So I'm going to jump back in here and I'm going to show you exactly how we would go out. So we're going to just do a quick little test just so you can see. So better yet, we are having a massive sale today. right? We can go grab an image. It allows you for a ton of functionality. So tag post, right? Saved library, shorten link. This is a Sniply. If you've ever used Sniply, emojis, right? Attached images. So in this case, we're going to attach an image. We're not going to attach an image. We're just going to grab something from their free library. So it gives the three main open source or better yet, royalty-free image locations, right? And in here, you could grab a bunch of stuff. So if I wanted to do sale, right, we'll type in sale into pixels and we'll see what comes up. Black Friday sale, percentage, right? Black Friday sale. Black Friday is usually the big one for a lot of these, but Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale, whatever it may be, right? This one, we're just going to select this. We'll use this image, attachments. It'll now pull that image in, and you could also download it and modify these images too. The cool part is if you use Canva, you can actually use Canva in here. It'll pop open a Canva image where you can go in there and modify everything. But for the sake of this, we're just going to go in. We'll use this image. And this software has a basic editor built in. So I just want to crop and resize. I want to make it a square just because it's going to make my life a lot easier, right? Sale, you can go in, reset, redo, delete all, flip, rotate, draw, shape, icon, text, mask, filter, all that kind of stuff. Now you're going to hit apply. You're going to dive. Why did it not go? 1-to-1, apply. There it goes. Save. So now it'll reformat that image. And the reason why we're reformatting it into a square is so that way it comes up appropriately on Instagram. Now in here, you can go in, you can grab whatever it may be that you want to do. So for this case, right, if I wanted to just post to my own stuff, I could just do Baron Media Group. We're now growth generators, but bear with me here as we're in the process of cutting over all the branding, right? And if I wanted to post it to several different companies, I can go in here and post it to all of those companies, right? Or what we can do is we can create a publishing group. So we can just go in here, create a publishing group, and then all I need to do is click on Baron Media Group, and now it's going to post out to, right now it just says LinkedIn because I broke this one recently, but you could go in here if you wanted to post to any of these accounts, you could just click them, and it'll post to all of those accounts. Now, for the sake of this, we're just going to breeze through that, but essentially you go in, it'll say, or you type in Baron Media Group, add the pages you want. There it is. There's all three. And it'll tell you how many characters you have left, any hashtags that you're allowed to use. And essentially, if you want to post this on LinkedIn, you have a max of 1,265 characters. This is the same thing for Twitter if you choose to use Twitter. We don't really use Twitter at my agency. But if you want to schedule out a bunch of things in advance, this is where you would be able to do it. From there, all you have to do is either hit post now or add a schedule, right? And you could figure out when and where you want to post it. So if you want to post it later on in March or anything like that, as you can see, these videos are recorded several days in advance because I am doing the 120 videos in 120 days. But essentially, this allows you to schedule everything out, add a first comment, tag people, add a location for both Instagram and Facebook, especially because a lot of companies don't have the exact same names on both platforms. Any suggested hashtags, ad boost, create ad, target audience, right? These are all different features that this platform now offers. The reason why this is really important is because now you can go in and you can actually post to these accounts without you having to be on the platform. So what you can do is, back to this, you can create a ghost or fake profile where it connects to that page. You can remove your own profile or make it completely private, and then you could use one of these platforms such as Buffer, Hootsuite, or Eclincher, and then you can post directly to it. Now, going in here, you can say, yep, I'm going to hit sale. For the sake of this, I'm going to just delete these because then I could go in and do it now. Let me just make sure I'm not scheduling anything. Perfect. And it'll hit send. Now, it'll tell me if it's going to send or not send. So it should, in theory, populate over here, assuming that I didn't just change the date without knowing it. And it'll populate on this Facebook page. And typically it takes a couple minutes if it's going to go. It may not always go, and it'll actually tell you if something's broken. So if you're curious to know, hey, is this going to actually populate? It'll say, you'll get an email saying, hey, this did or did not post. So it usually takes a minute or two to actually come in and post. But essentially you'll be able to see up here when and what was actually posted. So this was posted. We're having a massive sale today. It's still probably posting. And there it is. So we are having a massive sale today, right? So I'm going to just delete this so that way nobody out of my friends or followers or liked people actually see this. But the cool part is it'll say who published it. So in this case, it'll say Eclincher and not myself. So it removes me from the equation. And the nice part is it'll still give you all your stats and things like that. But ultimately, this is a platform where you can schedule these out. You can go in. The nice part is, too, if you want to recycle content, you want to use old content, you can go back in there, use old content, and ultimately make your life really, really easy. So this is the only way to do it. They're Buffer, Hootsuite. This is Eclincher. Eclincher is just the one that I use. It seems to be the most robust for a digital marketing agency. But if you're a small business, Hootsuite, I believe, is free. It's a very limited, but Buffer is a little bit better than Hootsuite in my opinion, but I don't know. I haven't used either one in quite a while, but I would recommend checking them out. They can drastically help your business. I highly, highly recommend them, and ultimately it removes you from the equation. Now, these tools offer a ton more features to them, but for the sake of this and just so you can use it appropriately, this is a phenomenal platform. I definitely recommend it. Go check it out. If it's something that interests you, just play around with it. If you need help, by all means, leave a comment down below. If if I may have missed something or there might be a little bit of a confusing step, please let me know. I'm happy to help. This is what we do for work. This is one of the services that we offer at my company. I'm not trying to pitch you. This is just what we do and how we do it, and ultimately how to make it profitable, because we need to be able to manage multiple accounts and post on multiple accounts all at one time. And then 2, we don't have to keep signing in and signing out of people's profiles. It allows us to have one thing in there. The other thing that I actually want to show you is that inside of Facebook here, so if I go back in here, you can go to settings, and now inside settings, you'll be able to go to page roles. And this is where you have to be attached to that account. So in here, it'll say your page owner, right? Harrison Barron, myself, right? As the business admin, right? And this is where you'd have to add somebody. You could never remove somebody completely. The other cool part is if you needed to add somebody like this, you can either add it as an editor, moderator. Some of these platforms will say that person needs to be an admin. Others will say it just needs to be an editor. If you're an advertiser, that only gives them access to Facebook ads. But this is essentially inside the page roles is where you need to go in and make all these changes that are necessary for Eclincher or any of these platforms. Now, when you sign into Eclincher, you're going to actually go in and Buffer and all that kind of stuff. You're going to sign in just like you would sign in on your Facebook account. And then from there, you're going to just approve each page that you want. So for myself, right, I run probably over a dozen pages at this point, and that would be impossible for me to do. But the nice part is once I sign in, I just click what pages I want, which pages are approved for posting, and then I go in and post that. Makes my life a million times easier. And the other nice part is some of these platforms allow for scheduling, or they all allow for scheduling, but they allow for other admin accounts. So if I need to invite a client on there, I can then invite a client on there, and then they could post on either their behalf, or they can see what we're doing and see what's scheduled for the future, go in there, make any necessary changes, ask questions, whatever that may be, to help them grow as well. So just one of the many features that we offer. I say we, but that these softwares offer, and I highly recommend you go check them out. This should have brought a ton of clarity to this. This is how this whole thing works. I know my little sketches in the beginning were a little weird, but I hope it helps. If you guys found value in this, you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below, and the little notification bell. And like I said, check out the description. I'm constantly adding new stuff to it as videos go on. And I will see you on the next one. Like I said, I'm doing 120 videos in 120 days, and I have a ton of new stuff. So please leave questions down below. That will tremendously help me build more content and ultimately help you grow as a small business. My name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.